What's going on, everybody? My name is Travis and it's so great to be with you on another video. So with all the constant input that we have on a day-to-day basis and our tendency as highly sensitive people to process things and feel things so deeply, it is no wonder that sometimes we get overwhelmed. So I want to ask, how can we recover from an overwhelming day or an overwhelming period so that we can again be at our best and really enjoy life? Well, in this video we're going to discuss 5 fantastic ways to do just that, so stay tuned. The first tip that has been truly beneficial for me is the practice of grounding. Now, if you're not familiar, grounding or earthing, as some people call it, is a process of connecting with the earth. So you can do this by walking barefoot over sand or over the grass. But essentially the goal is just to connect our skin with the earth. Now, it's a very fascinating study. Some studies have been done and they found that consistent grounding or earthing has really shown an improvement in sleep, a reduction in fatigue and pain, a reduction in blood pressure. But what I found to be the most interesting was a significant improvement in someone's mood. So if you've had a very overwhelming day, the simple practice of grounding can be something that is so useful, and it's so easy to do. Basically, all you got to do is take your shoes off and walk across a park, across the beach or hiking trail, as long as it's safe to do so. And it's really great if you can spend 10 to 20 minutes or so just connecting with the earth, and you'll find tremendous benefits to do that. Also, if you do this in conjunction with our second tip, you can get even more out of it. The second tip we have is meditation and breathing. Now, the goal for meditation is simple. It's simply just to observe our mind and our emotions, not to try to change them or to force anything, just to allow our bodies to be. And the benefit of this is it really helps our mind to process the hecticness of the day that we've just had, which is really good if we've had a very overwhelming day or overstimulating day, right? Now, meditation is best done in a quiet, comfortable location, especially if the lights are dimmed as well, just to reduce any input coming in our senses. So again, if you meditate for about 10 to 20 minutes and you incorporate deep, controlled breathing in doing this, you'll find some amazing results. In the moment, you'll find that your heart rate will lower and your stress and your feelings of overwhelm will absolutely drop. But long term, you'll find that you'll be more creative, you have more self-awareness, more patience, more tolerance, and an overall decrease in negative emotions and stress. So incorporating meditation into your routine is a wonderful thing. And it's, as I said, 10 to 20 minutes a day. You can try this for 3 to 5 times a week and you'll absolutely get the benefits. The next tip that we have might not sound as pleasant or as fun as the first two, but another great way to reduce feelings of overwhelm is to take regular cold showers. Now, that might sound interesting. You might be thinking, why on earth would I do that? But it's fascinating. Cold showers have got numerous benefits for our body. It has increased immunity, increased blood circulation. But what is most interesting for me is that it has a massive increase in the amount of endorphins that are released in our body. Now, endorphins are fantastic. It's the feel-good happiness drug that we naturally produce. But what endorphins also do is also helps us lower cortisol and adrenaline that is built up when we're stressed and overwhelmed. And so by having cold showers, again, 3 to 5 times per week, can absolutely help us with our long-term dealings of overwhelm. So this is how you do it if you really want to get into this, and I recommend that you do. Basically, start off slow. So when you first get into the shower, keep the temperature as your normal temperature and just wash yourself as you would. And then slowly over 1 to 2 minutes, just slowly decrease the temperature until you feel like you just can't decrease it anymore, and basically stay under the running water for about 30 seconds. And as the weeks go by, you can slowly build that up if you want to, but by just having this practice regularly, I've definitely found for myself so many benefits as well. And an extra plus tip, if you're really into exercise and you sometimes find that your muscles get sore or tight, this helps with recovery too. Speaking of endorphins, our next tip will help release those in droves. So when we're feeling overwhelmed, very often we're feeling stressed as well. And when we're stressed, as we mentioned, our body releases a ton of adrenaline and a ton of cortisol to kind of prime us ready for action. Now, the issue is, in the modern world, unfortunately, we can't really tap into the fight or flight mechanism because we're either stressed out in our work, which is in the office, or at home, or something else like that. So we have all this pent up energy, and we feel our muscles tighten, a shortness of breath, our heart rate increase. So what do we do then? Well, the very best way to release this energy is through light cardiovascular exercise. And what we'll find is by doing that, it not only kind of regulates our heart rate a bit, but because we're getting all these endorphins, as we mentioned, our bodies naturally reduce the amount of cortisol, the amount of adrenaline that we feel, and that truly helps us de-stress. And when we de-stress, we're less overwhelmed. So light cardiovascular exercise can be something like walking or jogging or cycling or whatever is beneficial for you, depending on your levels of fitness and conditioning and what you prefer. But absolutely, definitely do that. And again, 20-30 minutes or so, 3 to 5 times a week is just a wonderful thing, and it will really help you not only recover from overwhelm in the moment after an overwhelming day, but doing this regularly will mean that you'll feel less overwhelmed more often, which is ultimately just the best. The fifth and final tip that we have to reduce our feelings of overwhelm is to really dive into something creative. And what happens when we're pursuing a creative hobby is that we're engaging the parts of our minds that process emotions. And so by doing this, after we spend some time drawing or painting or listening to music or creating music or whatever it is that you love doing, what we find is that we start feeling a sense of emotional harmony. I don't know if you've ever found that, but I personally love photography, and when I'm either taking photos out in nature or editing photos, I absolutely get that emotional harmony. So definitely dive into a creative project, whatever you like, and definitely feel the benefits of that. So these are 5 ways that I've found truly help me in dealing with overwhelm, because overwhelm is a big part of life when you're a highly sensitive person. So to be able to effectively deal with that means that we can absolutely use our gifts to the best and benefit not only ourselves but all those around us, and we just have a much happier, much more engaging quality of life, which I think is the ultimate goal. So we have a lot of videos that deal with overwhelm and all sorts of topics for highly sensitive people. So if you haven't done so, I really invite you guys to please subscribe to our channel. We try to release content every week, and all of this, as I said, is beneficial if you too are a highly sensitive person. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching this. I really enjoy doing these videos for you, and I really hope that you're getting some value out of these as well. But I hope to see you on the next one.